You know, with the garden dying, I wanted to add a little beauty into our garden. So Doug and I had gone to a folk life festival in Hannibal, Missouri, where our Homesteading Life conference is every year. And we found these flying pigs. Aren't they cool? They add a little beauty to my somewhat dying garden right now. So I really love them. What'd you guys think about those flying pigs? Doug said we never have pigs here at our homestead, but we do have them now. But today we're gonna be planting some garlic, and I'm gonna give you some fun facts about garlic that I think you might find kind of interesting. So let's get going. Right now I'm marking my lines where I want to space and put my garlic, and I want to put my garlic about 4 to 6 inches apart. I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret. You guys wanna know the secret? Come a little closer. The trick to growing the biggest garlic is to use a Sharpie when you're making your rows and planting them. You know, it's amazing all the tools that you can get for gardening, and I still use my Sharpie, and I'm sure you guys are like that too, but this really works well because when I'm ready to plant my garlic, I can go ahead and poke my little holes in there and it works out great. So Sharpie for me. So grow big garlic, use a Sharpie. I just laid all this out for you guys so you can see how much garlic that you can plant in a small space like I have in this garden box. And the cool thing about garlic is there's over 400 varieties. Usually I would be planting here the soft neck varieties. This year I had gotten a variety of the hard neck kind from rareseeds.com. And I'm really excited. The hard neck are the kind that you can braid, so I'm looking forward to braiding it when I'm ready to store it. And it is good for cold climates. So we have a very cold winter here, so this should be interesting. So, and then the other thing that I really like about the hard neck that I've really never been able to do here is you can get the scapes. And if you're not sure what a scape is, it's sort of like a garlic flavored scallion. So when you're cooking your dishes, meal, or a lot of times when I'm making butter and you want to make it flavored, you can put your scapes in there and it's really, really good. Now garlic needs a very fertile, well-drained soil. It does not like standing water. So just make sure that you have good drainage in your area where you're putting it. And the other night I was out here and I raked through it so that it would be nice and loomy so that I can plant the garlic easily. So I'm just gonna go ahead and plant these bulbs about 2 to 3 inches deep using my Sharpie. When planting garlic, you always want to plant it the flat side, or you'll maybe see little roots at the bottom. That goes down in the ground and the pointy side is up. So that's how you plant your garlic. So I'm gonna plant these 2 to 3 inches deep, just like that. That down, pointy side up. Well, the best time to plant your garlic is in the fall. So the one thing I think a lot of people do is they may start planting their garlic a little too soon. It's generally good to wait a frost or two before you plant it in the ground. You don't want your ground to be too cold. So 1 or 2 frosts are good, and we've already had that here, so this is a good time. And this next coming week we're supposed to have an Arctic blast for like a whole week, so I thought this has got to be the time I'm going to get it in. You guys want to know something kind of cool? Did you know that Chicago, the city of Chicago, was named after garlic? It was a Native American word for, it was called Chicagoea, I think that's how you say it. And because they found a lot of wild garlic around Lake Michigan. So that's how Chicago got its name. It's named after garlic. Cool, huh? And I guess a couple days ago, I went ahead and got my bulbs and I broke them apart because it's good. You kind of want to let them air out a little bit, and make sure you don't want to peel them when you plant them. Make sure they have this paper because it'll help protect them as it goes through the winter. So then when it comes time for spring, they'll pop right up. Now I know in gardening, a lot of people, when you're planting, you rotate your crops. So like one year you have your tomato plants this place and the next year you have them someplace else. Well, garlic does very well having its own little forever home. Generally, after 2 to 3 years, you'll really start to have a great garlic bed. So I was rotating mine every couple years, and they were doing okay, but I'm excited. I'm gonna make this their forever home and see what happens in the next couple, 2-3 years. We're not just growing garlic here just for seasoning food. We're growing it also for its medicinal benefits. And it's been touted for its medicinal use for thousands of years. And actually, it's probably one of the first cultivated crops too. But we use it here. It's a natural antibiotic. So we do something, we have a garlic honey that I make that works really good, especially during the winter months. And in case you guys didn't know, about 4 cloves of garlic is equivalent to 1 dose of an antibiotic. And it's natural. Now, most of us like to use garlic, of course, in our cooking, but really you're going to get the most medicinal benefit out of garlic when you consume it raw. So for us, because no one's just going to pop a garlic in their mouth, most people are like, oh my gosh. So the best way to do it, I like to get it and crush it, and I put it in a salad, and you can't even tell. It tastes amazing. So that's an easy way for us to get garlic in our diet, as well as doing the garlic honey. You can pickle it or ferment it, and it really makes it taste a little bit more milder. So now I just got done planting 6 different varieties of hardneck garlic this year. You learned a few fun facts today, and how many of you guys knew about Chicago? Or is anyone from Chicago that knows about that already? And then now we're gonna go ahead and learn how we're gonna tuck it in for winter. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Here's my confession. I'm one of those people that if I do not label my plants right when I get done planting it, I will forget where it is and what it is. So how many of you guys have that happen to you? Leave a comment below. Now let's get these garlic bulbs tucked in. And I'm going to kind of put a blanket on them, just like you don't want to be in the cold in the wintertime. They don't want to be uncovered and be naked. So we're going to cover them about 4 to 6 inches thick with some of the straw and give them a nice little blanket to make it through wintertime. Some people are confused what's the difference between hay and straw. The straw here is basically leftover. You have the wheat heads that have been chopped off and they use for flour, whatever they're going to use wheat for, but it's the actual tubular part, the bottom part of the wheat. And then hay basically is just grass, and it's the blade. And it's a great insulator for my garlic. You know what? The guy that probably developed the straw mattress developed it because he was planting garlic all day and he thought this looks pretty comfy. Well, I think my little puppy Molly is calling me. I think I better get inside and feed her because she's a little hungry bear. See you guys later.
Mama's coming. Mama's coming.
Ready to eat? Let's go eat. Come on. Come on.